Hello, lovely, lovely Leos. Welcome to your March forecast for March 2017. I do hope you are all well. And if you don't know me, my name is Bella and I'm the Secret Psychic. And how I work is I work with my spirit guides. So differently to other readers on YouTube, but different's not bad. How I work is with my spirit guides. That's how I do my services. And if you don't know anything about me, just look below at the links and you'll find out all about me and my services and my Facebook community as well. So, what do my guides want to convey in a general way when it comes to love for March? Things for you to think about, things for you to consider, insight. Well, it feels to me that you start March off in a marvellous way. And I think so far, for lots of you, you've been having a really good time, mostly. But the way it's been shown to me is the victory, basically, in terms of some success when it comes to love. So the way it's been shown here is that you get somebody answering your desire and your wish. You get somebody confirming something, saying something, making a decision at last, and things accelerating at last. I also get for some of you that you are making decisions and judgments about your circumstances, particularly when it comes to matters of the heart. So single, in a connection or otherwise. And I think basically the way it's been shown is somebody or new love just comes in at the nick of time in really progressing things forward. So there would have been a lot of progression for lots of you for most of this year anyway, but it feels to me right off the back of March, I just get my guides are playing like in Shrek, for any of you who's watched Shrek, and you've got the people that blow those horns like for royalty. They're saying that's how triumphant you kind of feel. You feel like you've got a fanfare because actually either you're making a decision that's for your better and highest good when it comes to a connection, or somebody else is finally making a decision that you've been waiting on or for. So this could be them making a decision to date you now, or to reconnect, or to, I don't know, commit to you in a further different way. Whatever this is, you're feeling like good about the decision that enables you to make a better decision, and perhaps not the decision that you may have made, which is to perhaps walk away. So it's a good week, the first week. Second week, I don't know how to explain it because it feels very night and day from the first week. It feels more like, it's like, is this too good to be true? Can I trust that this is too good to be true, that somebody's finally accelerating, finally making the right decisions? I just get you overall. It's like judgment in a different way, like after the pleasure and the euphoricness, that you start questioning. And I think for some of you who have had this kind of expectation or journey, particularly from last year, I just think it's just more about just that replaying, that flashback. Sometimes when we get hurt, we get burnt, we have disappointment, our ego will protect us and say, well, hold on a minute, don't get too happy. What if? Basically, you've got inner chatter going on in your head, in a dialogue, which if you listen to too much, one will make you anxious, one will make you maybe look at this harmonious good stuff that's happening in a negative way because you're like protecting yourself, and you may not give your all back to a connection that you're having that is doing the right thing, basically. My guides are saying it's very natural, particularly for some of you who had a really hard time with the situation when it comes to love, for you to question that. They're saying don't self-sabotage, basically. Don't self-harm in that connection because of the internal chatter. It is just that. I don't even get that the other person is doing anything necessarily, or they may do like one tiny little thing, like didn't call you that day, that you go, right, that's it. They didn't mean it. I'm off. Don't jump or run away in that moment, because it's you trying to tell yourself that it's too good to be true, that they're going to let you down. No. It's just chatter. It's not the reality. So don't kid yourself. Don't self-sabotage is what my guides are pretty much saying. Because that harmonious thing that sometimes, can bring us out of sorts when we've gone up and down, and yo-yos in connections can make us feel that way. But I have to say, it only lasted that week, that kind of inner chatter. So astrologically, there's probably something going on that week we need to look into, specifically for Leos in that week, as to why that comes out. And so strongly in my guides suggesting about that chatter, because it feels to me that you may do or say something very reactive, which they're implying is an overreaction, that you may then have to smooth over or regret. So remember, it's inner chatter. In the third week, I get a lot of jealousy around you. It feels to me, because you haven't listened to that internal chatter, and because things are smoothly, harmoniously going along, you're happy. Now, sometimes, it's not a good human trait, but sometimes people look at other people who are that happy and things are going that right for them, that they want to tear you down to their level. They want to kind of talk behind your back or be jealous about what it is you have, particularly when it comes to love and connections, because they don't have it themselves, or they're having their own difficulties for whatever reason. I get gossip, I get chatter about how brilliant your love life is going. And I think for those of you who are single, perhaps having a good time, and maybe, dating a lot of people are talking about you. But don't mind them. It's just coming up as you're okay, but it's other people around you observing what's happening in your love connection that seem to chatter. But also, for the person that you're with, it may be that it's the people around them who are trying to get into their head. But again, it's outside influence. I don't get them harming, I just get that noise from them, particularly if you've had your second week of your own internal noise. You don't need other people in that third week trying to ramp that up, to try to get in the way of what is good happening for you, or get in the way of the person that you're connected to's head and thoughts. In the fourth week, so much so, I feel here that, sometimes we have friends who perhaps you've got back with somebody and they're like, they completely disapprove because they were really upset with them for how they treated you. They've got an inability to forgive on your behalf. It feels to me you end up turning your back on somebody because of that chatter, or your partner is having to turn their back on people or a person. Could be friends, family, could be anybody, in order to put the focus on your connection, so that it's not being influenced negatively because other people want to see your downfall or trying to overly protect you or them in this connection. There is a need to kind of be just you and them, because in a way my guides are saying the healing or the bonding needs to happen without that interference of other people, but also the interference of your own internal chatter trying to self-sabotage or protect what is actually going well. And I think there's also a need to recognize that you or another person in a connection are not perfect, that none of us are perfect. There's always 10 or 15% of who we are, varying degrees, that is annoying, basically, that gets things wrong, that still needs time to change. Don't take that small 10% as bigger than what it is, because it's not going to help that internal chatter or what other people are focusing on. So there's a need to really focus and turn your back on other people, to become also almost very insular, just you and that other person, nobody else. Let the world go by. You enjoying this healing, this bonding, this time, this reconnection, this niceness, this focus that needs to be, even if it's an established connection, that it needs to have you and them facing each other, all about you and nobody else. Kids, nobody, just you and them. It's needed in this month, and if you do it that way, it's an enjoyable, very loving, very bonding, very healing, very soul connection month with whoever is around you. So I do hope that's helped those of you who saw this, and gives you some insight for the month March even. And if you've liked this, do comment, do say why. I do love hearing from you. And again, if you'd like to know more about me, just look below. So you guys have an amazing March. Take care.